One of the best manipulation tactics is hiding the truth in plain sight. I have been deconstructing through some things that I was taught growing up in church. And I remember a specific sermon, more than one sermon about this topic, but I remember the specific first one. And it was about, like in the Old Testament and the sacrificial lamb, you take a lamb and you sacrifice the lamb to be in good terms with God again for your own sin. And the same way the pastor talked about, that was what Jesus's purpose was to be that scapegoat. And it's just funny because he even used the language. Now, I didn't know anything about abuse back then or narcissistic abuse or anything like that. And so to me, I was hearing the word scapegoat for the first time, and he defined it as, I can't remember how he did it, but he did it in such a way that it was like so cleverly manipulated into just the fact that the scapegoat was something that was needed to pay the price. And somehow my impressionable little brain just absorbed it. And it's so fucked up because it's in plain sight. So it's like, so you're admitting that God, instead of punishing the correct person, prefers to use a scapegoat to let the guilty party free from punishment. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. And you're rolling with that. And you're going to get up at that pulpit with your position and tell us that that's what's going on and make this idea of a scapegoat sound like this loving, graceful thing that God did this for us. Narcissist. Just, you will know them by their fruit, as the good book says. Just to make this expressly clear, there is never a scenario where using a scapegoat should be a worshipped thing to do. Never. Never, never, never. A scapegoat is used by an abuser to take the fault off of them. And the fact that God, or what it said in the Bible, God required to negate the punishment for sin for himself, what he required to erase that for himself was a scapegoat. A scapegoat. And then he pointed around on us and said, it's because you sinned. No, it's because you created this whole fucked system, but you didn't want to be blamed for it when it went badly. That's a fucking narcissist, you guys. And as someone who grew up being raised by a narcissist, I would know the scapegoat is the victim, not the problem. God is the wolf in sheep's clothing.